Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new channel. Hope you find it interesting. This is going to explore the kind of unusual, quirky little features that you find in villages, cities, on the streets mostly. Um, Advertising signs, the ghost signs as they're called, which are from the early 1900s. A lot of them, lockups is a thing I'm into at the moment, which are these normally very small buildings, often made specially for the purpose, which was to hold miscreants overnight before they'd be taken to the magistrates the next day, possibly released if they were just drunk, that kind of thing. So I'm always looking for those kind of unusual little bits and pieces which are not always obvious to spot. I'm going to start today with something that I spent quite a bit of time on, which is in the centre of St Neots, Cambridgeshire marketplace. This wonderful old sign from, I take it it's the early 1900s. I've not been able to find out exactly when, but that's the kind of period that it looks to me anyway. And as you can see, it's hidden behind a more modern building now. You can't really see it, just the top of it there. If you go from the side, you can begin to make it out and begin to read it. But it's, as far as I'm concerned, it's actually impossible to see the whole of the sign in one go. I did try, as you can see here, getting on a little step ladder on the street and holding the camera on a very high tripod, and that did improve things. You can begin to see more of the sign, but still not enough to do much with.
Start again.
So we're here to try and capture this ghost sign which is over there on that wall. All the way around, which unfortunately is hidden behind a new building. So it's virtually impossible to get, but I'm trying to take a couple of high up shots and then from the side to try and piece it together. Okay, go for it.
So I took what I could from the sides, then brought that all into GIMP and started playing around in perspective and various other tools and stitching bits together. There's still little tiny bits of the bricks missing off the bottom, so I had to sort of copy those in and recreate them. So the final result is something of a mosaic, but it did take about a day to put together. And here it is. It's A Howe and Co. Tuning a Speciality, pianos, 40 and 42, St Peter's Road, Bedford. The interesting thing is that there is no, and never was, a piano shop in St Neots. It was too small a place to have such a high-end shop as this. So this advert is for a shop that's 14 miles away, which is quite interesting in itself. It's beginning to really fade a lot now. It's quite difficult to make out some of the words there. Once I'd created the whole image, I thought it'd be great to do some kind of digital restoration on it. There are tiny spots of paint visible on some of the letters, so we can get a sense of what it was coloured like originally. So here you can see that little spot of quite bright red actually, and the blue. It's a bit more difficult to make out the blue, so I kind of just painted it how I thought it looked impressive, so to speak. And there are other little signs in there as well that can't quite on the how. There are some other faint outlines, but it was not enough for me to be able to do much with. So yeah, using a variety of techniques, I enhanced that, and here is the final image. Not saying this is exactly how it looked. I suspect the colours were even stronger than I've made them. The how I think was probably even more. Look, judging from those tiny bits of colour, I think it probably was even a more bright red than this. This might have made it more pink, really, but it seemed to fit in the kind of pastel palette there, so to speak. And maybe the blue was darker than that. I don't think we'll ever know. There are no images of it as far as I can tell. The only image I can find online is someone else who's put it on, again, at an angle. So this is the only image, I believe, that shows it in square on, and certainly the only one that shows it enhanced, let's say. So it'll give a good indication of what it might have looked like. It's a beautiful thing, it's a huge thing, and it goes mostly unnoticed because of its position. But that's the kind of thing that I'm into at the moment, and I'll be doing more of these and lots of other stuff as well. So please do join me for what's coming next. Thanks very much for watching.